Hey everyone, last week we celebrated what would have been George Mason's 300th birthday. Obviously, we wouldn't be here today without him, and we can only imagine how proud he would be to see what we have done with the Article 5 Convention clause. It's a perfect time to recommit ourselves to finishing Mason's work and calling the first ever Article 5 Convention. So with that, let's bring you up to date on all things COS on this week's episode of COS Now.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
The nation's leading amendments convention scholar and author of the law of Article 5, Professor Rob Natelson recently wrote an informative op-ed for the Mountain States Policy Center. He notes that a recent district court decision overturning a provision of the Kansas Constitution disproves two common allegations made by those who obstruct the Article 5 process. First, the claim that Article 5 disputes are non-justiciable ignores hundreds of court decisions that have been made regarding the Article 5 process. The judge obviously rejected this argument. Secondly, Natelson writes, opponents argued that the states could alter the uniform federal rules governing amendments, but the judge, again following precedent, held that uniform federal law applied. The decision in Thompson versus Masterson reminds us that the convention process is perfectly usable and perfectly understandable. You can read that full op-ed at conventionofstates.com/news. Up next, as we look forward to the 2026 legislative session, 60-plus activists met with Rick Santorum to hear from the COS Action Senior Advisor and former U.S. Senator.
Number two, they can have a national debate about federalism, because that's what this will be about. It'll be the most covered event of a government action in maybe our lifetime. Everybody will be having amendments to the Constitution they want to talk about. This process isn't going to be like a weekend. It'll be months. They'll have testimony, they'll have hearings about what federalism is and what's the role of the federal government, how the federal government is overreached. You'll have high schools in America have to teach the Constitution. Civic literacy will go like this. It's worth doing it just for that.
This month's COS at Home episode featured Dr. Gold, a courageous champion for medical freedom during COVID and one of the latest endorsers of Convention of States.
We've all been subsumed under very huge federal government. That's not the intention of our Constitution. And also, it's not good for us. We want more competition on everything. So when I look at the Convention of States, not even from a political perspective, but just from a practical perspective, I want that freedom for people to decide what's best. And the Convention of States, from my perspective, offers that option to Americans.
As the year draws to a close, it's important to celebrate all the progress we've made in 2025. So I'm inviting you to check out our 2025 In Review End of Year Recap broadcast. Here's a preview, and believe me, you won't want to miss it.
Really to try to do something and use a tool that's part of the Constitution.
But we need to have a convention of the states, ideally, if it gets bad enough, to pass a balanced budget amendment and term limits especially.
It's an Article 5 Convention of States. You want to go around Washington, D.C., get the amendments you want. You want term limits? You can put that into the Constitution.
Lastly, before I let you go, here are some recent photos sent in from COS volunteers, and I want to thank you for an incredible year, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This will be my final episode of COS Now before I hand the show off to the one and only Andrew Lush, Regional Director and host of COS Live. Thank you guys for the incredible journey. I'm excited to see where we go in the new year. This is Jake Fay signing off from COS Now.